Hey, Juan here, and in this video, we're going to talk about identifying your ideal clients. Now, when we talk about identifying your clients, you want to find a specific niche of particular individuals that fit your ideal criteria. So, when we do this, we're looking at just a small subset of a market. So, for example, as I mentioned in one of the other videos, I mentioned that you should focus in on not just helping people lose weight, helping a specific group of individuals lose weight. Now, I really can't emphasize this enough because a lot of people want to be kind of generalists and they want to kind of focus on everybody and think that, everybody's going to be a client. If they want to lose weight, then I can help them. Well, not necessarily, right? And it may not be the best thing for you because once you are able to really kind of narrow your focus and work with a given set of individuals that fit your ideal criteria, then you can have a really predictable system and process, and it'll help you with your scaling. And some of the questions that you want to ask yourself is, what do real people in the weight loss niche want and need? And remember, if you're focusing in on a lot more specific type of niche where you're helping entrepreneurs, well, what do those types of individuals kind of really want and need? And also think about, what are some of the main challenges that they're struggling with? What are the questions that they're always asking? Now, for myself, I can say that as an entrepreneur, we are always just trying to get work done, right? We're always just busy, and don't have the time, quote unquote, to work out or be healthy or all this stuff. Even though I make sure that I try to work out 2 to 3 times a week at least, but could I do more, right? Could I be better? Yes. And so, for the most part, entrepreneurs think that they don't have enough time. There isn't enough hours in the day. They would rather be doing work than working out because they want to, get more stuff done. But at the end of the day, if, somebody who's an entrepreneur doesn't focus on their health and really make that a priority for them, then they're going to be doing all this work. And if they're sick, right, what is that going to do? It's not going to do anything for anybody because they're not going to be able to enjoy, right, their benefits of becoming an entrepreneur and making all this money and being able to live a fulfilling life because you're going to be sick, right? So these are some of the questions that you want to be asking the marketplace, and I'm going to show you some different areas where you can go and find where people are asking these questions and where people are really talking about their problems, their pains, and you can really get some great data from. So you never want to make assumptions about what your target market wants and needs. This is a big deal here. You don't want to just kind of think off the top of your head and think, well, these people may have these problems or these people may have these other problems over here. You never want to think about it that way. You always want to go straight to the market and find out what exactly they're struggling with. You want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. You don't want to make any type of assumptions because it doesn't matter what you think, right? All that matters is what the market wants and needs. And so once you figure that out, then it's just a matter of delivering that particular, need, that want to them, and then helping them achieve that goal, that outcome, right? Nice and simple. So I recommend that you start researching your market by reading some of the top blogs in your niche. Think about what topics do they cover and really look at, what are they covering? What areas are they focusing on? What are the people saying in there? What questions are being asked in those particular blogs, right? And then go to Amazon.com and find out some of the top books in that particular niche. Go to Reddit, find out what people are struggling with, right? Think about this as kind of more of a research phase here, right? And let's say you want to become like a marketing consultant, right? Well, you want to do your research as to what that particular, business, that niche, that area of individuals is struggling with. What are the problems, the pain points? And then that's how you're going to be able to understand your clientele base, right? So that you can be able to speak their language, right? And then also be able to empathize, understand, and then be able to come up with a solution that's going to solve their problems. So that's essentially what you want to do here. I'm going to provide, as I mentioned, some additional resources in another video of these top places that you can go out and find your clients. But I would really just use Google. I would use all the resources that I can to go out and just research what your particular market, your niche, is really struggling with, right? And you should really dial in and figure out who you want to help. And then, you can dial it in and get super hyper focused down the road, but you want to try to be as focused as possible. So you're not just trying to help everybody. You're trying to help a small subset of a market and helping them achieve a particular outcome and be all that they can be. So that's it for this video here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Hey, Juan here, and in this video, we're going to talk about the difference between a generalist and a specialist and which one's going to be the best one for you. Now, as stated here, when you're starting your consulting business, it's more profitable to become a specialist rather than a generalist. Now, when you're doing this and you're really becoming that specialist, that allows you to charge a premium rate and provide a lot more value to your clients. Because what ends up happening is if you're a generalist and you're just helping everybody and their mom, right, and their dog, then you're just kind of seen as a commodity. You're not really, looking to specialize in a particular area, right? You're just kind of like helping everybody that needs help solving some particular problem. And that can actually work against you because you're not really being positioned as a quote unquote expert, a specialist. You're just kind of like, yeah, I work with everybody who needs some sort of help accomplishing some sort of goal, right? That's kind of like being a life coach, and nothing against those individuals, but I'm sure they provide a massive amount of value to their clients. But the way that they position themselves as a quote unquote life coach is not good for positioning and branding, because a life coach means anything. It can mean pretty much anything, right? Versus them having like a very specific type of headline or subject matter kind of statement, where instead of saying that they are a life coach, they could say, I help XYZ people accomplish XYZ goal, right, through XYZ system. Because then you're telling people what exactly you do and what you specialize in, versus just saying, I'm a consultant, I'm a marketing consultant, or I'm a life coach, right? You want to be hyper specific. You want to be able to position yourself as the subject matter expert in this or that particular area. So let me give you some examples here. I gave you the example of the generalist of the life coach, right? It being very kind of general and doesn't really tell people what exactly you do. Again, a life coach can be anybody that does anything around life. Well, what specifically do you do? Because if somebody were to tell me, hey, Juan, I'm a life coach. Okay, so what exactly do you do? Just the thought that I have to ask the question and figure out, what exactly is it that they do is just a problem, right? That's a big problem, because if they're trying to sell me and position themselves to me as an expert, they don't really seem like an expert when they're just kind of like, yeah, I help everybody and their mom, with their life, right? Versus a specialist that gets paid, the most, because these guys are the people that are actually, very specific and hyper focused on one specific area. So here's an example. I help male entrepreneurs lose weight through a custom fitness and nutrition program. Or it may be like a life coach. So I help, let's say, female entrepreneurs get more clarity in their life and in their business or whatever that may be through a customized program, whatever that may be, right? But as you'll notice here, just with this statement, you know exactly what this particular specialist does, right? And how they help people. Because if you're having to ask yourself and question, what do these people do? Or what do you do? And you can't have it clear in your mind within one particular sentence, then you're doing yourself a disservice and you're causing more problems than they need to be. But this is kind of the formula that I like to follow. I help XYZ accomplish XYZ, right? Through that unique mechanism. What is it that is allowing you to to help these people accomplish that goal, right? Is it through your specific program that you put together, your system, your process? What is that, right? And so it's a lot more lucrative for you to become that specialist, to really focus in on and hone in on your particular market, because that is what is going to get you paid the most. So that's it for this video here, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.